Good day. My name is Martin Schweiger and I'm a patent attorney in Singapore, and I'm also a powerlifter, and today I'm in my very simple gym that the condominium has where I live, and I just wanted to show you what I use here in the gym. Actually, it's very little. The machines here I don't use at all, but you can see down there, there's a very simple bar. It's a power bar, not very good, but good enough for the little thing. I also have a rack that I bring here so I can work with free weights. But I cannot store it here. The condominium management doesn't allow this. There's a Smith machine, and this is the most misunderstood machine, I believe, in the world. Every gym has one, but I don't use it. What I use is this pull-up rack. That actually, whenever I'm here, I try to do a few pull-ups. Yeah. And today I will show you something. I've talked about measurement of VO2 max, and I found a machine here that can measure the data that we need for calculating that value. And it's a stepper, and I explained that one a bit. It has a adjustable display, so you can adjust the speed that you step, and it would measure also the power that you produce on that stepper. And what I do is I step now on the stepper and I start to walk and see how much power I can produce. There's a quick start button which I press now, and it shows that I'm stepping with a power of 78 watts, and I will explain to you how that works. I leave the thing on, the camera on, while I do this, and we'll just step a bit. According to the manual of measuring VO2 max, you should first get some exercise that brings you to a pulse of more than 130 beats per minute, and then you do this for 5 minutes for warming up, and then 6 minutes you step up the power according to what you can do, so that the pulse is, I would say, above 130. In my case, it would be probably something like 220 watts, 200 watts. And once you do that, you measure after the 6 minutes your pulse. I have chest measurement, pulse measurement, chest pulse measurement, what isn't it? Harness or whatever, is a sensor with a thing that pairs with my phone, and then I can see what pulse I have. Some steppers have a built-in pulse measurement that would measure the pulse with 2 electrodes. I can see that the machine next to me, which is a how would I call it? A running band or something like that. I don't know the names of these equipments. In German it's Laufband. Laufband. Sounds so German. And more. I have now 3 minutes. I believe I can step up a bit. Effort level. Let's see whether I can do 100 watts and still talk. Now it's 106 watts. Yeah, I can talk while I'm doing 100 watts, which is quite convenient. This morning I did some uphill running or walking and just measured with the Oura ring, and that was good enough, I would say. Actually, let me see. I forgot to switch on the Oura ring measurement. I do that now. Let's see whether I can record. I have this on, no, cannot. Never mind. The idea is that you do the VO2 max with comparison data, and that test is known for 50 years, I would say. And they started putting a oxygen mask or a mask, measurement mask, on the face of the athletes, then measure the power and measure the oxygen that goes in and the oxygen that goes out, and the difference is the oxygen consumption, and that's a good measure for the mitochondrial health of the body, because similar to a combustion engine, the consumed fuel is not a good measurement for the power, but the consumed oxygen that is used for combustion is. And at the same time, you can measure the output power, and that gives you an efficiency for the fuel. And I believe that's the idea behind the VO2 max measurement. And the important thing is not so much that you have an absolute high value for that one, but the important thing is that you increase. Currently my own VO2 max is at around 60, which is quite good, but it doesn't matter. I compared that one with many machines in the meantime, and it's always the same. This is so good to a degree that I can tell if the power measurement unit of a machine, a fitness machine, is accurate or not. Because once you have the pulse and you know your VO2 max value, then each pulse corresponds with a certain power. So I can use my body for calibrating fitness machines. Quite interesting, huh? So I would suggest that you do the same. You get a chest measurement, pulse measurement tape, very cheap, costs something like $20, $30 from China. The cheap one is enough. You don't also need an app that records all this, and you just need to count your pulse. You can also do it with a watch, but I find that's not very accurate, because while I'm measuring my own pulse, I have to stop pedaling or whatever, and then in the 20 seconds for measuring the pulse, my pulse has already dropped by 10 beats per minute or so. So I find the measurement tapes more accurate. No. I believe I put the link to the formula in the internet into the description of the video. It's a nomogram, we engineers say. Quite interesting. And it's so easy and versatile that you can save the hundreds of dollars that you would spend for a lab test. And it doesn't tell you anything anyway, because you measure that. And I also found that measuring your VO2 max takes about 11 minutes, and that's just a nice exercise in itself. And yeah, so if you don't like walking outside, then maybe you measure your VO2 max, and you can even protocol it on a daily basis. And that way you would see your own progress, especially if you have cancer. Because when you have cancer, then that's something that the mitochondria are involved. And the mitochondria wouldn't produce energy, means convert glucose into ATP, as a healthy cell does, but rather there would be some fermentation in the watery part of the cell. And the fermentation products are then converted into energy. So cancer, if I have cancer or had cancer or will have cancer or whatever, I would always try to improve my mitochondria and measure that by the improvement of my VO2 max, because it's so easy. And you can do it wherever you are, even at home, if you have a staircase only. And you can also measure your VO2 max. You just need to calculate the power by climbing the stairs, and you do that. An engineer would know. You have your body weight, multiply it in kg, which is body mass times the gravity acceleration is 9.81, and then the height difference of the building. Good estimate is enough. And then you measure the time that it takes for walking up that height difference and divide the energy difference by the time, and that will give you a power. And now you do that, look for a staircase that keeps you busy for 6 minutes. And then you walk 6 minutes and measure your pulse at the end. And then you do that daily. And then you find out how you improve. Now it's 12 minutes into the warm-up. I'm sweating already. I will now switch off the camera and switch on my heartbeat sensor, the pulse, and also start an exercise in the URA app, and that would record that one and also put that into relation with my well-being. That is also measured by the URA ring. URA is written O-U-R-A, URA. Okay? I forgot the date. Today is the 16th of February, 2025. It's a Sunday. Yeah. My weight loss, I didn't weigh myself. Did I? Wrong. Yesterday before I went to bed, I stepped on the scale, weighing scale, balance, and I had inclusive my pajama 109 kg. This morning I had 107.4, but not completely empty. And I have 5 days in front of ahead, and that will be a very tight race to make it in the 105 kg weight class. But I'm confident that I make it. All good? See you tomorrow. Bye bye.